Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering the Real Housewives Season 16 After Show. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. Also, subscribe, and you can leave your comments below. Let's get into this After Show. Okay, so it wasn't really long, so to kind of bide my time a little bit, I need to clear something up that I did in my review on Housewives. I started talking about my friendships in my earlier years and all that, but I didn't really get to the point that I needed to get to because I started ranting and was like, oh, I don't really want to go there. Well, basically, just to recap, I had three particular friends. One was my next door neighbor, and two, they were brothers. In another set, they were brothers, and I was friends with both of them. All three of them moved away when we were younger. My next door neighbor friend moved away after 4th grade. And the two brothers, I believe that they moved either my freshman or senior or sophomore year. I forgot which year it was. But anyways, I've never been able to speak to my next door neighbor. I knew where they were moving to, but don't know. I'd never got in touch with them again. The brothers, one brother ended up moving back when they became an adult after some time. And I was able to speak to them at least on social media. But it really wasn't the same after that, unfortunately. You know, I have my memories, I love them, but we're just not friends like that anymore because we grew up and we got into different social circles and all of that. So every relationship you may not be able to recapture or keep the same stamina. There are people that come into your life for a season. They are people that come for a long extended time. There are some that'll be forever. And I think we got to really know when a season is up for different people in our lives for whatever reason. And then some things you need to really make sure that you're not letting go too fast. So that's what I really wanted to make my point because I just didn't really want to go there. But yeah. Anyways, we start off with kind of a recap of how this whole Shamia and Perfect Portia stuff got off. Cynthia starts off by saying, you know, I'm surprised that they had any problems because of what they show on Instagram. Of course. I mean, Perfect Portia already said that she's been faking it for the gram, knowing that they were having financial troubles, her and Simon. Nobody really knows what their friendship consists of. Not really. But for some reason, y'all are windmilling like HE double hockey sticks for this friendship. Oh, let us stay together. But we don't really know that much to their friendship. We see Shamia sticking around. We see Shamia always in her Perfect Portia's battles, making sure that she comes out as the victor. That's what we see. It's always been peach holder, friend. Peach holder, friend. I've been trying to find a way because one, I want y'all to know, I mean, I really don't like Nene. I don't like who she's become as a person. But I keep kind of going back to one of the standards, one of the blueprints of Roa, and Nene is one, but I just don't see Nene in these people that want to anchor the show or even want the how can I say this, want the center around them. I don't see it. Even though Marlo was a friend of the show, Nene never treated her like a friend of the show. Like, that's my friend and that's gonna be my friend. And there's many instances that it has been that. Now, I don't know, Marlo always made her presence saying, I'm here, that I belong with y'all. And I don't even like sticking up for her. But then I see the whole thing of, Shamia, I'm gonna back away. But you've been, and respectfully, you've been thirsty to be on the show since season 8. And who better was it to come up against? Kenya, her enemy. You were doing her bidding. Perfect Portia. So it's like, do we really know anything about that? We do know, and we've said this already, season 9, we do know how Portia will sit there and allow people to dog you out and have nothing to say. We also do know for Portia to back up her other friend who was a peach holder at the time and get you together about a peach holder. So I really feel like Portia did think of you, and why I think this way is because of how she has treated you. And I'm going by her actions. It's always been this perfect Portia, Shamia. Perfect Portia, Shamia. So y'all take that for what it is. Sorry for this sunlight. Oof. Oof. Okay, sorry for the sunlight. Yeah, it's been that way. I'm sorry. And you did play the cheerleader. You kept being the cheerleader. I think it was willingly, Shamia, and I think that Portia was fine with that. Anyways, Portia's talking about, I really wanted to get to the nitty gritty of what is happening. Did you? I guess we're talking about the dinner scene. Did you? Or lunch scene? Because you acted uninterested. You were uncomfortable. Don't do this. Don't do this, Shamia. Don't. That's what we saw. We saw you rearranging forks, knives, and spoons as a distraction. All of this stupidity. Instead of having a grown woman conversation. You're in your 40s, right? Shamia says Angela, Brett, Drew are the ones who have been coming to her saying that, I don't think that Portia is a good friend to you. I see how she does this and in their own ways they came. Portia, you, Shamia, I think that there's some accountability that you need to take in this whole situation, ma'am. We do point the finger at Portia, but we gotta look at you too. Because in some type of way, they were able to say something or get indication of something to shake down perfect Portia. Whatever you said, whatever you pinky sweared, we ain't heard it yet. Maybe we'll hear it at the reunion. Or maybe this is all just a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bull. I don't know yet. Portia says, I wanted to celebrate my friend on the show and not have, I never would have wanted this thing to pit us against each other, this show to pit us against each other. And then you got Brett. I knew that. I know that that's something that you wouldn't want. I know. Where did they find this heifer at? Like, that's all you can be is Shamia 2.0? Oh, I know. Shamia says, I never gave them anything. And she's just so surprised that Portia was able to just take their side so quickly and well, I'm putting so quickly in there, but was able to take their side and allow this to happen, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Shamia. But hopefully Angela and Drew come forward. Cynthia says, in regards to how Shamia was describing things and how she is towards Portia and all that, you really can't tell your friend and how to be a friend to you. And Drew said, she didn't say it like this, but I am. Well, you can also tell and show your friend how you want to be treated. And that's true. There are people that are just natural givers and all that. Your friend may not be that. I think it's important to learn everyone's love language. Love language is not restricted to romantic relationships. You're my friend, get to know me, and know how to be a friend to me. And I can tell you also, expecting Shamia out of Portia is a stretch. I mean, perfect Portia's very selfish, and she's proven that through many of her friendships. People will say that there's a true friendship between Phaedra and Portia. Where? Like, I would love for somebody to really, let's dive into this. Because of Candy and Phaedra will never have a sit down. When are Portia and Phaedra going to have a sit down to discuss how you took money out of my pockets for years because you decided to throw me under the bus to save yourself? Not only that, in turn, now the network has put you as the fan favorite after what you have done to me. I think that would be a good conversation, because how many believe that Portia and Phaedra are real friends, or are they show friends? Because I really don't think that they got to show up for each other like that. As long as you toot your booties, we good. And we don't have to discuss the hard stuff, we good. I still think it's effed up that Portia don't want to show her real self for the cameras, as Shamia did say. I said, Lord Jesus, on last night's episode, or the other night episode. And Cynthia did say, if you still want to be friends with someone that you know you're not going to get the same thing out of, then that's on you. And that's true also. That's good wisdom. Shamia cries because she said she didn't want all this stuff. And she ends up saying at how after people start catching on that Portia and Shamia were falling out, there's been so many people in her DM saying that I knew that she wasn't a friend to you. Portia was not in support of you being on this show. And still she was giving this girl the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to show how great of friends that we are, but she just allowed this to happen. And then next thing you know, she walks off stage crying. I feel a way about that, and we'll get to that in just a second. Angela says, what if I told you? Not like that, but I am. I'm adding a little sauce to it. Shamia was playing the long game, meaning she was willing to put up with Portia's ish in order to finally get on this show. She said that she feels like Shamia is calculated, and she's not someone that you can really punk around like that. And she only tolerated it so she can get on this show. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think of it? Because it's like, does she want to get on here and say, now I'm here, now you gonna muffin respect me? You gotta respect me. Is that what she's doing? I don't know for sure, but anyways. So Shamia walks off. She's crying. Kelly eventually goes back there and talks to her. She was like, Shamia, I was willing to, I can stay in the background if it's uncomfortable for her to be here. I think there's a difference between humility and dramatics. Although I guess I'm more on your side, Shamia, but I think you're doing too much. I think you are doing too much. You've been able to hide and suppress all this stuff for years, and now this. I don't know if I believe your tears. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know. But like, why? And maybe I'm just like, why are you crying over this girl? You know what she's like, and you're trying to make her be something that she doesn't want to be towards you. It's over. So Kelly says, well, this show is for you. This is a platform for you to showcase your marriage, your fertility issues, you're having a special needs child and all that stuff. Like, what? This is for you, blah, 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 blah. So Shamia finally gets herself together. They get retouched on makeup, and then Kelly comes back to the stage, and then Shamia comes, and then she's, yay, to Shamia. All I can say is that I got my good eye on Kelly. That's all I'm going to say. Because something is brewing in my mind concerning her. So we just talk about Drew next. Of course, we talk about how Mom was saying that her grandchildren are not who they are supposed to be as far as how y'all have been raising them. There's something off. And Drew, that time when she just walked off from filming in that last episode, what was going on is that she was devastated because, oh my God, I missed it. And all I can say is, you're human, Drew. Of course you missed it. You can miss that. Because she's in her mind thinking, I'm checking in with the children. I'm making sure that this, and I missed it. They are kind of just, they aren't being who they're supposed to be. Angela asks, like, are the children still hopeful that y'all going to stay together? And she talks about the whole court issue. She just says all she saw it in the court reading, that they're not supposed to tell the children. She would like to do that, but it's not going to happen. But y'all don't want to contest that? Because that, even if it is there, it still seems weird and all that. Because you can tell that Angela's not really buying this or just trying to figure out why would they do this. I don't know. They just put it in the ruling. But before fighting over Drew LLC, you better let your babies know. But she knows it's difficult right now because of how Ralph is just not that agreeable to get anything really established between the children, even though y'all was playing football at the beginning of the season. They asked Cynthia asked about Josiah. How is he and how old is he? Like, he's 14. So I would think that him, out of all of them, would have a whole lot more questions. She says that Josiah is very reserved. He doesn't say anything to her. They kind of came up with, well, possibly if they know that Drew is okay, then he probably isn't going to say anything. This is the time where I just think that things are weird about this whole divorce thing. But we've seen them go to court, so I can't just say that nothing is not real about this whole situation. But it's just like, so Josiah's not saying nothing? But I thought he was saying stuff when Ralph had to sleep in his room. I don't know. So the middle child, second boy, has been seeing the articles online. And all she does is play it off. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. And look, I know you can't stop everything, but Drew, y'all ain't gonna put some type of censoring thing on the internet? Like, make him break some barriers before seeing y'all junk on the internet? I don't know. Dating. What are you doing about dating? She said that she went on a few dates, but really, after what I'm coming out of, can I really trust anybody at this moment? Cynthia said, after I divorced Mike for a year, I threw myself into work and all that good stuff. But Cynthia says, take your time, but be open, And then they start talking about using their roads. And women, y'all know about that. I know nothing about that. So, yeah, that was the end of it. It wasn't much meat at all. So, people saying that this was a good episode, okay. Y'all know about the whole post that Portia made and then she took it down. I believe that was just a way for people to watch the show. And I'm sorry, I see the gimmicks. I don't see why we are getting sneak peeks of an episode minutes after the episode airs for the next episode. Like, why? Why are we doing that? Why are you doing this extra push to try to make people watch? Are y'all scared? As dumb as Beverly Hills season, they don't have to do all that. They don't even have to do all that. I'm watching y'all, so don't come at me like I'm crazy and, oh, you just don't want the show. Okay, I'm a hater. I'll be that. But receipts is on my side on what I see what's going on. But anyways, that's all I got. Oh, Angela's mother passed. I don't think I said that in my review. Yeah, I was like, dang. And that other girl, her grandmother passed, who we saw, and she's making posts, but she's saying, my grandmother passed, but everybody wants me to post something. What? And then you got crazy people saying, oh, you should know what that means. She's an influencer, and she got a post. Okay. What that got to do with us? I don't even follow her. I don't know what's going on her page. Nobody talks about her. They talked about her during King of Thing and this whole stuff with Mike. So nobody talks about her. I have no need to go to her page. But whatever floats y'all boat about, y'all think who is the queen or new queen, whatever. That's all I got. Stay tuned for more on this channel. I appreciate everyone for coming. Like this video, subscribe, and until the next one, peace.